Welcome aboard the Disney Magic. Hey there, and welcome to Ask the Mouse. I'm Danielle. Disney has been part of my life for as long as I can remember. What started as childhood magic has grown into a lifelong passion. And now, I get to share that passion with you. Whether you're planning your very first Disney trip or you're a seasoned park veteran looking for something new, I'm here to help you unlock the tips, tricks, and insider knowledge that will make your visit truly magical. My goal is simple: to help you create memories that will last a lifetime. So let's dive in and discover the magic together. Hey you guys, it is Danielle from Ask the Mouse, and today I am so excited to provide a recap of my recent Disney cruise vacation. Last week, I went on the Disney Magic with my husband, my mom, my dad, and my sister and her husband. And it was a truly magical experience. It's one that we're going to remember as a family for a very long time. And there was so much to do. We had an amazing time. We did some special things, and I'm gonna dive into all of that. So let's go ahead and get started. So we went on the Disney Magic. We sailed January 21st through the 25th. So that was a Wednesday through a Sunday, and we left out of Galveston, Texas. Galveston is a wonderful city. If you are planning on visiting Texas, you can explore so many things in Galveston, from the Bryan Museum to the historic Pleasure Pier to the Strand. There is so much to do in Galveston. So if you are planning to go on a Disney cruise from Galveston, make sure that you take time either before or after your cruise to check out all the things to do in the city. So let's dive in. Our family had a boarding group at 12:30. We arrived at the terminal in Galveston with probably 5 minutes before the arrival. So what Danny and I did is we dropped our luggage off at the luggage drop off. If you don't want to bring your luggage on board the ship, you can definitely drop it off, and Disney will make sure that it reaches your stateroom by the time you have access to the stateroom. The time varies. Sometimes it takes a couple hours, some minutes after you arrive, but your luggage will be with you hopefully before your dinner time. My family opted to bring their luggage aboard, so that's also another option. Let's say that you want to make sure that your carry-on, your backpacks, everything that you have is with you so that you can take it directly to your stateroom. You can definitely do that. Just be mindful of the fact that you're going to be going through security with your items. So when you're boarding the Disney cruise, there are some things that you need to have prepared. You will receive a port arrival form whenever you have finalized your check-in with Disney Cruise Line online. So you want to make sure that you bring the printed port arrival form. That includes a QR code for those who are going to be in the stateroom who are booked in your party. That is what Disney uses to ensure that this is your identification, and we know that Danielle is this person on the QR code, so she is going to be able to come on board and check in with us. So make sure you have that with you, as well as a form of identification. We had our driver's license as well as our passports, since we did an international cruise to Progresso, Mexico. So you want to make sure that you have forms of ID, your passport, as well as your port arrival form. This will be your ticket inside the terminal. Once you are in the terminal, having an arrival time makes it so much easier, because then if you arrive right on time, you can just get in line and you don't have to wait. At least for our experience, we didn't wait longer than 10 minutes to go through security. And it was a seamless process. Just take everything off that you have on you, similar to how you're boarding through TSA, and you're going to ensure that things are secure, and the teams can ensure that the rest of the passengers on board are also being safe with you. After you go through security, then it starts to become smooth sailing from there. You'll go inside the terminal. Well, you'll also do another check-in process. This check-in process ensures that your party is with you for your stateroom, and then you're confirming the information, which stateroom you have booked in ensuring that that is where you're going to be located on the cruise. Danny and I booked an inside stateroom and we were at 6107. This is the 6th floor of the ship, and it's an inside stateroom, meaning that there weren't any windows, portholes, or verandas. So it's a wonderful space. It allows you to have a lot of privacy. I highly recommend the inside staterooms as well if you want to ensure that when you're sleeping it is really dark inside, because that is what we experienced. But it was very spacious, very lovely. I will get to that a little bit more. Back to the final stage of the check-in process when you're boarding. So after you have checked in, confirm your stateroom and your party, you do have the option to either wait to go on board the ship, pending if Disney Cruise is allowing your group to go on board at the time, or you'll also just wait a little bit longer in the terminal. At that time, we had the green light to go aboard the ship. But before you do so, if you are interested in upgrading your stateroom, if you want to see what is available for the cruise that might be a little bit more elevated than what you've booked, then you want to make sure you do this before you board the cruise. So we were able to check in with ladies inside the terminal to determine if there were upgrades available. And there were. So we wanted to upgrade our room from an inside stateroom to receive a porthole. And the porthole is a beautiful circular window that allows you to see outside, see where you're actually sailing on the sea. Then you can do so. At the time of our cruising, we had upgrades available. We could upgrade for, I believe it was $190 total for the entire cruise sailing if we wanted to upgrade to a porthole on level 2. We also have the ability to upgrade to a porthole on level 8, but the price difference was under $400. Again, we were on deck 6, which is a wonderful middle level of the ship. We were interested in making sure that we weren't too close to the bottom if you're thinking about sound levels, stabilizers, the Oceaneers Club, where you're going to be located on the ship makes a difference when it comes to booking your stateroom. So we booked level 6. That was clearly just a floor of staterooms. We didn't want to be lower on deck 2, which is why we didn't opt in for the upgrade. And we didn't want to pay more to be on deck 8 because we realized that, to be honest, you're probably not going to be in the stateroom as much because it's a big ship. You're going to enjoy all of the amenities, the activities, the characters, the dining that is available to you. So we didn't think it was advantageous to us at the time to upgrade to a porthole stateroom. So after we checked out that process, we made our way to the top where we were getting closer to get on board the ship. Disney likes to make sure that you feel excited and are experiencing the magic all the way through your vacation. So there was a spot for the family to take a photo. So there are photographers that are going to be available to you even before you get on the ship, so you can start capturing memories. So with us, again, we had a party of 6. We decided to take a family photo, all 6 of us. Then we did some other combinations so that we could start capturing the memory. From there, you were able to board the ship. And this is a truly special part about getting on the Disney cruise because it makes you feel like you're one of the only families on there, or you are truly being attended to at the time. Because as you board the ship, there are crew members who are there and they're asking you what your family's name is. So as you enter the ship, a crew member will say, "Disney Cruise Line, please welcome the XYZ family," and you get to have an applause from crew members and families who are already aboard the ship welcoming you to your magical vacation. So that is your experience as you're entering the ship. It's truly amazing, and that is your first stop on the ship. You enter the ship in the atrium, and the Disney Magic has a wonderful atrium. The style of the ship is Art Deco, if I'm not mistaken, and you just get totally immersed into what your vacation is going to be like. You see the Captain Mickey statue inside, and he's got his cute little outfit so you can take pictures with the statue. And then you also see Lumiere's to your left as you enter the ship, and the elevators are going to be to the right. And from there, you're like, oh, what do we do? So at that time, I want to say it was probably closer to about 1 o'clock as we entered the ship. We did not have access to our staterooms at the time. I believe we were informed that around 1:30 we could go to the stateroom. So we were able to get lunch. And one of our family's favorite traditions of getting lunch is to go to Cabanas. Cabanas is a buffet style restaurant that is open for breakfast, I believe some lunch activities, and then you can also get some food throughout the day at Cabanas depending on the times. So we decided to opt in for Cabanas for lunch. Cabanas, if I'm not mistaken, is located on deck 9, and we made our way with our luggage and with our carry-ons to deck 9 to Cabanas, where we had a really great lunch. There are so many different foods to try. So I think all of us had the lamb chops, which were delicious. They're marinated very well. The temperature, the meat was cooked amazing. I had a mushroom pasta, and you could get truly whatever you want. So if you are an adult like all of us are and you want some more refined foods, then don't worry. You can have all of that on the Disney cruise. And then if you are traveling with kids or others who are more specific to their diet, Disney accommodates. So there is food for everyone. And as soon as you enter the ship, you really don't have to worry about anything. We relaxed as a family, enjoyed our lunch, and then I did not mention earlier, but we have, as a Disney Cruise Line guest, you have your Key to the World card. I don't have mine on me right now, but let me grab it. All right, I'm back with my Key to the World card. So we are Castaway Club members. When we sailed, this was our 5th ship. So we've been on the Disney, Wonder, the Fantasy, the Dream, and the Wish, and we've not been on the Disney Magic. The Disney Magic is actually Disney's original ship. It's their OG, it's the first ship that sailed, and its inaugural sailing, if I'm not mistaken, took place in July of 1998. Late July. So the fact that we're on this ship that is over 30 years old, but it's beautiful, renovated, and kept nice is amazing. So whether you are going on a first cruise with Disney or you're going on your 5th, 6th, 10th, whatever, all the ships are truly magical. But back to what I was saying. As a Castaway Club member, you do get some gifts. So in our stateroom, we had these really cute Mickey lanyards. And then what a lot of the guest stewage we did, we also included our Key to the World cards, put it on the back here so that it would be easy to keep with us at all times. So your Key to the World cards will be waiting for you at your stateroom. Each stateroom has a mail holder, so to speak. I think ours was in the shape of a fish. So that's where your Key to the World cards will be located, and you use that to open your door, to pay for things. So many things are going to be accomplished by using your Key to the World card. If you have a Magic Band Plus, then you can also bring that aboard the ship and activate it to your stateroom so that you can also unlock your door and other things using your Magic Band. You can use your Magic Band to also tap the tablet that the photographers use whenever you take pictures so that they know that these images are going to your account. So it depends. You do not have to use your Magic Band Plus, but using your Key to the World card is definitely beneficial. It's good to have that on hand. At least one member of your stateroom party should have that with you so that you guys don't get locked out. When you arrive in your stateroom, it's going to be beautifully cleaned and ready for you to start unpacking. One of the things that we immediately did, besides me filming the room so I could show you guys what it looked like, I was very excited to decorate our stateroom door. So this is kind of like a Disney tradition. Lots of family members and those who are cruising on the Disney cruises like to decorate their stateroom. So families go all out, whether it is including pictures or their favorite characters. You can get magnets because the doors allow you to add a magnet on them and just decorate, showcase your style, showcase your family, who you are. Danny and I purchased Mickey ear-shaped magnets for our family, as well as my parents and my sister and her husband. So we all had a magnet that was Mickey shaped. It had the Disney Magic ship on it with Mickey and Friends, as well as our sailing gear and our family names. So we included those, and then we also had some really cute Mickey and Friends Disney Cruise theme magic magnets that we used on our stateroom door. And it's just so fun to participate in it. I mean, the amount of staterooms that we saw decorated, probably the majority of them are. There are families who are gold members and pearl members, meaning they have sailed several cruises. So they showcase it, and it's so fun to see. Some families participate in the rubber duck tradition as well. So you can leave a rubber duck in places and then trade it. You kind of find a rubber duck, replace it, put it in places. And this one family had a duck mill, which was truly the cutest thing I've seen. It was a mailbox on their stateroom door, and you open the mailbox and there was a duck in it. So if you participate in the tradition of trading and hiding the rubber ducks, then you can definitely do that aboard the ship and just have so much fun in so many ways. So, staterooms. Our inside stateroom, like I said, was really perfect for us. You walk inside and immediately on your left, or at least in our case, immediately on our left was our closet. The closet includes lots of space if you want to unpack your clothes. Maybe you have a full-length dress or something that you want to ensure gets hanged, then you can use it in the closet. Also included in the closet, which is very important, are your life vests. So Disney ensures that all members aboard the ship and guests are versed in what to do in the event of emergency. So your life vests are going to be included in the closet. You also participate in a safety drill, which is a way for you to familiarize and get orientated with the ship and your assembly station, where you're going to muster in the event of an emergency. So that drill takes place, I would say in our case, it took place around 3 or 4 p.m. But once you've checked into your room, and you might have your luggage at the time, you may not, you will still go through the safety drill. So that's important to experience. Back inside the stateroom in terms of its layout, on the left, like I said, was our closet. On the right was our bathroom. So we had a bathroom that included the toilet as well as the bathtub and shower. It's smaller, but in terms of everything included and what you need in this compact space, it's perfect. Some of the staterooms, like the one my parents have, they have a detached bathroom. So the toilet is separate from the shower and the bathtub, and they were in a veranda. So depending on the stateroom size, you will have a different bathroom layout. So you have your closet, your bathroom, and as you walk through, there's more of like a sitting area. So there's a mirror, there's a desk with a lot of space for you to unpack and put away things, and there's a sofa. So Danny and I were the only ones in our stateroom. However, if you are a family of 4, or you have a few more people with you in your stateroom, that sofa turns into a sofa bed, and there's a pull-out bunk bed above. So it's truly a fun experience and plenty of space for more than 2 people, 3 or 4 people. It's nice size if you're in an inside stateroom. And then immediately all the way at the back of the stateroom, we had a very comfortable queen size bed. The queen size bed is orientated so nicely because it's all the way at the back. So if you're one who likes to make sure it's very dark in your room, you will get that from the inside stateroom. There are also curtains that you can draw. You can close them to make you feel like you're separated a little bit inside the stateroom in a room within the room. But it's truly a lot of space. We were able to unpack, put away our full-size luggage underneath the bed, and still feel like we had a clean space where we could easily walk around. I'm just so happy because we're on a Disney cruise! After the checkout of the room and decorating the door, we did do the drill, the safety drill. So we were in Assembly Station N, which happened to be on deck 4. So we took the stairs down and we were able to muster with the rest of our group. Safety drill probably took about 15 minutes max. It's just a great way to feel oriented. It's a great way to just feel safe, to know where you need to go in the event of emergency. And Disney has crew members along the staterooms, hallways, everywhere to direct and guide you. If you don't know where to go, they do, so you can ask a crew member and they'll direct you. Safety aside, now let's kind of dig into the fun. Let's talk about the activities, the restaurants, the dining, what we experienced that first day.
Welcome to Mickey's Runaway Party. I'm DJ, your host, and I'm here to get this party started. And right about now, I want to see your hands in the air. Miss Minnie! And of course, we don't forget our paper pal. Everybody, give it up for Mickey!
Disney Cruise Line features 2 main dining rotations. Ours was the first dining rotation starting around 5:45 p.m. and then there's a second rotation starting around 8:15 p.m. We like to eat a little bit early, and we also strategize because at the same time, while there is dining happening, then a few minutes later, the fun of the Walt Disney Theater with the Broadway style entertainment also occurs. So there are about 2 showtimes as well for the Walt Disney Theater, run around, I believe, 6 o'clock, and then one starting again around 8:30. So because we opted in the 5:45 dining rotation, we usually saw all of the Broadway style shows starting at around 8:30. When you sail aboard the Disney Magic, you get to experience 3 amazing restaurants: Lumiere's, Rapunzel's Royal Table, and my favorite, Animator's Palette. And if you're looking for a more fine dining experience for adults, try Palo. So our dining rotation, since we were on a 4-night cruise, consisted of Lumiere's the first night, the second night, the third night was Animator's Palette, and then the 4th night was Rapunzel's Royal Table. But we wanted to go to Palo, and when you go to Palo, you truly have to trade in one of your dining rotation restaurants for Palo. So we're all adults, and I was not going to want to trade Animator's Palette. That was my first experience as a kid on the Disney cruise when we first set sail, to the introduction to the art of Disney. I truly fell in love with animation. I think I cried watching the performance in Animator's Palette, and I didn't want to skip that again to see what their new refurbished show looked like aboard the Disney Magic. So what we decided to do was trade in Rapunzel's Royal Table with Palo. And it was a decision that we don't regret, but there are still ways for you to experience the restaurant that you trade in your Palo reservation for. We were able to go to Rapunzel's Royal Table for breakfast the last day of our cruise, as well as for lunch. So you can still find a way to go to the restaurant that you're trading in for Palo. First night, like I mentioned, we went to Lumiere's, and Lumiere's is themed like Beauty and the Beast. You are being hosted by Lumiere himself, so you're going to have an amazing French cuisine. There are so many things to choose from on the menus aboard the Disney Cruise restaurants. We started off with 2 appetizers. My sister immediately saw the escargot and was like, you guys, we're gonna have to try this because we've never tried escargot, and I don't think outside of a Disney cruise experience where the food has already been paid for that we would go somewhere and opt in for paying for escargot. And it's Disney, like the food is gonna taste good. You're not gonna have a bad experience with it. So for appetizers, my mom, Danny, my sister and I did try the escargot, and it was actually really good. So it was marinated with garlic and mushrooms and butters, and you get 6 of these guys. And I consumed them pretty quickly. I didn't know if I was thinking I was gonna like it, so I'm like, let me eat these things and get it over with. Meanwhile, Everyone else was kind of slowly pacing themselves, but it was good. So if you have never tried escargot and have been a little bit curious about it but nervous to try it, then Disney is a great setting for that. In addition to the escargot, I did get the potato and leek soup. Family members got other things, so salads, soups, there's just so much to enjoy, and we chose 2 appetizers each. For dinner, I did pick the beef tenderloin, which had an amazing, it was either the tenderloin or the filet, but it had potatoes and a delicious au jus. It was just really good. If there's anything that you want in addition to your meal, you can ask your 2 crew members who are gonna be with you, waiting you for the entire cruise. We had an amazing wait staff team. Ghosty was our main waiter, and then we had Andres, who was our drink specialist. They were both really good, and all of the wait staff aboard the Disney Cruise Line ships are gonna be super attentive to you. So they stick with you for the entire cruise. They get to know your name, your drink preferences, what you may wanna order, what you may not wanna order. We definitely looked to Ghosty for those recommendations, and he was just an amazing character and personality to interact with. So he would tell us what he enjoyed of the main courses, what to get from the dessert menu, and his recommendations were really good. He also recommended the escargot, so we couldn't really go wrong with that choice. After the main course, we opted in for dessert, and I had the creme brulee. I love creme brulee. You can never really go wrong with creme brulee, and it was delicious. Other family members tried things sundaes. You can get coffee, brownies, whatever you want, a Mickey shaped ice cream. You can do all of it aboard the Disney cruise, and it's just so fun and such a cool experience to be able to dine with your family members, and after you eat, you just leave because you paid for your food and you don't have to worry about signing a check. However, if you do opt in to get a specialty drink or cocktail or anything else, then you will have to present your key to the world card so they can assign that beverage, that order to your room, and make sure it's charged appropriately. I did try the Imperial Illusion, which is a specialty cocktail. So I had that at Lumiere's with my dinner, and it was really good. I think it was blue and yellow colored, and it was like a lighter drink, a little bit fruity. Highly recommend it, but you don't have to buy anything additional. So you can just order your appetizer, your main course, your dessert, and be done with it and carry on, or you can opt in for wine. So Disney Cruise allows you to purchase wine aboard the ship, and they will also cork it for you and bring that bottle of wine to your next dining rotation if you like. You can also purchase the wine, up to 2 bottles per person, that you can also not open and then bring back home with you. For example, one of the best drinks that my family and I have had and enjoyed on Disney Cruise is Cloudum Blue. It is a non-alcoholic champagne or wine, if I'm not mistaken, and it's blue, and it's perfect name because there are little swirls inside the bottom, and they're blue and dreamy, and it looks like a cloud. So my dad loves this drink. My mom searched for it when she wasn't on the cruise, and it's so hard to find. So they purchased 2 of them, did not open them, took them off the cruise, and now they can enjoy them. So if there are things that you know you want and you don't want to open it, you can purchase it and then have it with you throughout the cruise, or you could purchase them and just savor it later after your cruise. Let me also add in that by the time dinner starts, or at least the first rotation around 5:45, the ship will leave the port. So you're going to feel some movement. If you're one who is prone to seasickness or motion sickness, then it's really good to have Dramamine. So you can have Dramamine. There are patches that go behind your ear. You can actually take the physical medicine, or what we also had were the physical bands. And the bands allow you to place it on the inside of your arm to try to help stabilize yourself so you don't feel like you have sea legs. I didn't take anything, and I still feel like I have sea legs afterwards. It's not a bad thing, you just kind of feel like you're swaying. Make sure you do your research, because if you're one who might have more of seasickness, then you might want to make sure that you have things prepared. If you don't bring anything aboard, no worries at all. You can also purchase things at the Disney gift shops aboard the cruise, or you can also visit the health clinic if you need some more help. Speaking of the Disney gift shops, you can't purchase anything when the cruise is at port. Due to restrictions, you can only start purchasing shopping things when the ship has left the port. So the gift shops aren't going to be open as soon as you arrive because you're still going to be stationed at your port, but you can definitely do so once it's at sea. And there are lots of great things you can purchase. As you can see, I have this beautiful gray Disney Cruise Line cardigan on, which I also purchased aboard the ship. Here is a fun fact. If you are a Disney debit card holder with Visa, you get to save 10% off your purchases when you're at the parks as well as on the cruise. So I saved 10% off purchasing this, and you can also do that with other purchases in the gift shop. After dinner, after Lumiere's, I wanna say our dining experience ended at around 7:15, 7:20. So you'll say, okay, 7:20, you mentioned that you're probably gonna go to the Walt Disney Theater around 8:30 for their showtime. And the first day, we were able to watch the Broadway style show that was about Entangled, Rapunzel. Oh, Tangled is one of my favorite Disney movies, and Rapunzel happens to be one of my favorite Disney princesses. So that was going to be a treat for us to experience. My mom, husband, and I watched the show as the three of us, and everyone else kind of did their own thing. But if you are interested in getting a really great spot inside the Walt Disney Theater, then I highly recommend getting in line early. So it was 7:20, our show time was 8:30, but we made our way to the theater instead. And even at that time, probably around 7:30 by the time we got to the theater, there was a line accumulating. So on both sides, there's a left side entrance and a right side entrance at the Walt Disney Theater, which is located on deck 4, forward, if I'm not mistaken, and people start waiting. Now here's a special tip. If you are a Disney Cruise Line guest who has opted in for the concierge level experience, then one of the perks of being concierge is you get to go inside the theater, I think about 15 minutes before all the other guests. So this guarantees that if you want one of those first 2 rows or 3 rows of front row experience, you can get that. So you can just sit back and relax, and then everyone else is usually just waiting outside for those doors to open so they can go in. The seating inside the Walt Disney Theater is not reserved. It is truly first come, first serve. They do not recommend and actually say, please do not reserve or hold seats for other, but people do that. What we like to do is just make sure that our entire party is with us so that we can all come in and sit down together. And we usually are able to get the 3rd row, the 4th, or the 5th row by coming in. And I think the theater doors open around 8 o'clock for the 8:30 showtime. So you have time to sit down, go back to Preludes, get some coffee, some popcorn, a drink, because you can consume some foods and beverages inside the theater. Not everything in the world, but some things can be consumed like water and popcorn and candy. So you can go ahead, sit back, and just wait for the show to start. As I mentioned, these shows are Broadway style, so you're gonna get really, really great entertainment. All the actors and actresses are incredible at their jobs. They're usually going to also be characters in the other performances in the plays on the cruise. So you'll have one main character in Tangled who's also maybe another main character in the other performance, but they're truly fun to watch. You feel like you're on Broadway, but on the cruise. And I truly like seeing every show. It's an experience that I look forward to aboard a Disney cruise, and I don't want to miss any of it. So I would say I did not do a good job in doing a time check from the 8:30 time to what time we left, but it was probably around like 9:45. I think the show was around an hour, probably a little longer than that. But usually people get out and they're like, what do we want to do now? I'm trying to remember. That first night after the show, I think we just decided to walk around deck 10 and 9 just to see what it looks like on the ship when you're at sea. And you hear the waves and you look out and you can see stars, and it's truly magical. And by the time we made it back to our stateroom, the stateroom has been turned into a nice sanctuary for us to get ready for the evening. So one of the fun things that guests can look forward to every night inside their stateroom is a new towel or blanket decoration, and your hosts for the stateroom are truly incredible. They do a great job of going into your room during the day as well as while you're dining, either at 5:45 or around 8:15 for your dining rotation, and they turn the room for the morning, the afternoon, or the nighttime. So at night, you usually get a towel character or creation, and we had a fun character waiting for us. I think it was an elephant, and our hosts used Stanley's sunglasses to put sunglasses on him, and he was just super cute. I like taking pictures of them. Sometimes I don't like destroying them. The second night, our towel creation was Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and it was so cute. I didn't want to like destroy it, so I literally took it off the bed, put it on the counter, and just left it. And I was like, we don't need these towels. I'm just gonna enjoy this beautiful towel creation. But that is such a fun thing to look forward to. And we went to bed afterwards and just truly enjoyed and soaked in the memories that we made and the experience of being on a Disney cruise.